Hi everyone, my name is Hardy Antalas, and today I want to talk to you about this topic that's really important, and especially if you are high performance individuals, and especially also if you are an ambitious professionals, and you're also parents. Because here's what I find, like, how do you actually balance your work and your life? Because here's the thing, work-life balance doesn't work. I don't know if you have noticed that, but in my experience, I have tried to uh, to balance between my work and my life, and especially I also have a business that I'm working on, and I have a career, I have a job that I'm working on, and also trying to balance my relationship and my health and my finances and all my other responsibilities. And every time I try to do that, what I ended up with is, let me give you an example, see if you can relate. Every time after I come home from work, when I come home from work, I try to, spend more time with my family. I try to shut down. But a lot of times, what ended up happening is, even though I'm with my family, with my spouse and my kids, physically, mentally, and emotionally, I'm not 100% there because I still thinking about work. I still thinking about business. Still thinking about everything else, right? And my finances and how to deal with the mortgage and how to deal with my investment and how to improve my business and my health and everything else. So while the idea of work-life balance is great, um, in reality, it's really hard to achieve, and it's almost impossible to really have, you know, where you really balance between your work and your life. So, and yeah, I don't know about you, but for me, the more I try to get to achieve the work-life balance, the more frustrated I get, and that's why, yeah, just talking about it right now, I even feel like uh, I'm getting more anxious, and the stress levels start going up, blood pressure start going up. So several months ago, I have a conversation with my friend, and he learned this concept, this different perspective from his mentor, and this is something that I want to introduce you to. It's a new concept, a new perspective to look at work-life balance. And before I tell you about it, I want you to imagine that you're going to a concert, you're going to an orchestra, and in the orchestra, we got all these instruments, all these musical instruments are playing. And sometimes, if you really notice, uh, throughout the orchestra, there'll be some instruments that are playing louder than other instruments. Sometimes you'll hear the guitars playing more, the piano, the drums, the violins, the and but all throughout the orchestra, you know, they all playing together, and some are playing louder than the others throughout the orchestra, but they're all playing in harmony, creating this beautiful music that everyone enjoys and in their experience. And I want us to look at, and I want you to look at your life and your work just like the orchestra. And the perspective is to look at it, instead of work-life balance, look at it from the perspective of work-life harmony, where if you imagine all parts of your life, just like all those music, each part of your life are each of those musical instruments. And there'll be time where your work need more attention or your business need more attention. And there will be times like your finances need more attention, your health and your relationship. But throughout your life, throughout the orchestra, they're all playing together, and none of the instrument got abandoned totally. They're still playing on the background, and some are more obvious. The same thing at our life. Sometimes, some part of our life need more attention than the other, but we never really neglected any part of it. Because here's the thing, how many of us have heard the story of our experience where, we focus on so much, or somebody focused so much of their life on certain part of their life, for example, their career, that they abandoned their relationship and saying, okay, I'll start paying attention to my relationship when I got my career taken care of, when my business start making this much money. And the issue is you probably can relate that a lot of times, because they're focusing on so much on one part of their life, the other part of their life that got abandoned either disappeared totally, so they got nothing to go back to, especially, for example, relationship, or even their health, or they're too late. They abandoned their health for so long that, it got so bad that they cannot recover from it. And I'm sure you hear stories like that, because I did. So that's the concept, the perspective I want you to start looking at your life. When I got introduced to that concept, that perspective, it takes a lot of weight off my shoulder, because right now I can feel like I'm okay to pay attention more to one part of my life, and I don't have to feel bad. And it's just like the orchestra, every part of it can play together. So what's the takeaway? Thing one is that to look at our life as a harmony, that everything can play together, even though some part of our life needs more attention than the other throughout our lives. And two is we don't really have to go and force ourselves to make everything balanced, because in my experience, it's impossible to make everything balanced. So just totally eliminate that concept. And three is, for me, is do the best we can, right? And the concept that I learned from one of the book, I think it's called The Four Agreements. Is this, that our best is our best, and our best can be different any time of the day, but it's enough. Our best is enough. So don't always measure yourself to your best the day before, or worse, don't measure yourself to the best of other people. And yeah, so those are the three things that I want to share with you today. And always like to hear what's your takeaway. And hopefully, if you like the thing that I'm sharing here, please, like, subscribe, and put your comments. I always like to hear what you can relate with, what you learn, what your takeaway. So thank you, everyone, and see you on the next video.